thought that gets us.
I'm live.
That sound.
Hold up. Hey, who's here? Hey. Let's open up the box. We can see. Oh, I don't have to do anything anymore because it works. Hey, good morning, guys, or good afternoon. Where are you guys? You guys in America? In Texas? Croatia. Hey, we've got Croatia here. Croatia. What's Croatia like? I've been to the airport in Texas. More from Texas. I know some really kind people from Texas. Are you guys kind people? Hey, South Carolina. I bet it's beautiful over there. You guys, if you ever get invited to a Texas BBQ, it's lots of food. So if you need to gain weight, go to Texas. You'll eat really well. New Hampshire.
The potatoes, the steak, the ribs, and all
I've
that.
never been to New Hampshire. I don't know. Have you ever been to New Hampshire?
No, never.
You can come sit here and find out.
Do we need the galactic cards?
Florida. My friend is working in Florida. Just came back from the beach.
Ooh, beach,
Hey,
yeah.
it's Erica. Hey.
It's beach time, that's for sure.
I know a lot of people go. Okay, so it's beach time.
Like
Right now?
No, I'm saying the beach is calling, you know?
Yeah.
Us at some
Oh,
point.
yeah, for sure. We love going to the beach.
Yeah, we will.
I mean, who doesn't like going to the beach?
Yeah, Maui is the loudest, so we'll see.
Hey, we have Mexico.
Good. Hey, wow.
Nice. Okay, guys,
It's a Sunday.
we still have some time for chit chat.
Where are all the people?
We're really just starting for
So we just got up.
So.
It's Q&A, readings and stuff. If we need the galactic stuff, I get the cards.
Yeah, they're right there.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Diana Cooper received an angelic visitation which transformed her life many years ago. She is now the best-selling author of 30 books, which are available in 28 languages. Diana specializes in spiritual subjects including angels, unicorns, ascension, and Atlantis. She teaches internationally and is the founder of the Diana Cooper School, a not-for-profit organization that trains spiritual teachers worldwide. Someone sent this to me in the mail. I didn't buy it. I was gifted this. And last year, starting in February, people started talking about dragons. We went to UFO Congress, and you guys know how some things are meant to be. If 8 people talk to you about dragons, and then 8 people tell you about Lemurian seed quartz crystal, maybe you should pay attention, yeah?
Somebody asked, what are we doing? What is in our title, in our description, in our show?
We're doing live readings.
Okay, so then the person, and it's in the description. We will feel into it. Some of us are dragon keepers, not all. There are different levels. Sometimes people say, oh, you're a starseed, you're better than this and that. I think we're all starseeds to a degree. We're all not fully realized starseeds, meaning like, and that doesn't make you super magical either. It's just understanding your origin. Krista had these bags that had the starseed tag and the description what a starseed is.
Still have them in my Etsy store.
And I'm probably going to do a video again for newcomers So they're not confused and realize actually what's going on when you have the realization that you are starseed. And you know, and also the difference between those who theorize theoretical plots, and then there's people like, well, I'm an advocate of saying, like, if you're a starseed, get to action. I always say that. See, I have a Mayan calendar interpretation on a watch. Like, it doesn't stop with creation. You know, I have specs.
Yeah, I mean, can you just explain this a little bit? First of all, how the calendar operates? It's circular here. It's according to different tribes.
Reading begins. Yeah.
Ding.
222.
We have an early bird. Well.
Okay, so we'll come to you. So the Mayan calendar is based on a 1320 time cycle, which is the cosmic cycle. And the clock, which is the artificial chronological based on chronos, is based on 1260. It doesn't start with first, it starts with seconds, counting in seconds. So that's one off base, and 1260 is a time cycle that does not know what to do with the leap year. So in order to synchronize time, every 4 years we have a leap year. Some countries, in order to save or make more money, we have a daylight savings time. Well, that doesn't exist in the universe, nor does it exist in the Mayan calendar. So I looked at the translation of, and a friend of mine had a template, so I said, why not put that in a watch? Which is very expensive to create. Find a company that will print actually that into the watch and then laser engrave the back with affirmations. So I looked at, in order to synchronize the flow of time quality, you need to get out of time quantity. So it's not how many hours do you spend doing something, what's the quality of the hour you spend at doing something. And that's what the Mayans and the ancients are.
Our friend Gabe Solomon said the dimensions are the qualities of consciousness.
That's correct.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, because when you come into quantity, you actually fragment and segregate and separate, and you kill the flow. And you know, as they say in Star Wars, may the force be with you. I create this new terminology, may the stream be with you. The stream is the ever-flowing stream from source that has everything for you that you'll ever need from the center, in the center line. So we're actually, all of us are streamers.
Okay, so Mermaid, pick. I'm going to just tune into your energy, so then we'll see the card for confirmation. So pick left or right. Oh, you're picking for her.
I thought you asked me.
He picked for you. Okay, so let's go focus it even more. Pick left or right. Again. He's in here for you.
Okay, I'm gonna check
okay, now, Mermaid, pick a number between 1 and...
Okay, let her pick.
9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so this is your card. Now I'm just gonna hold it like this. I've never used this deck before. So I'm gonna see what is going on with you in the psychic realm. Just waking up. Just waking up here. By the way, it seems like, wait, are you getting a general reading or do you have a question? Most of you want general reading, so I'm just going with general information. From Brazil. Brasil, tudo bem?
Brazil!
Que bom. Okay, so here we go. I need to use my intuition. You need to get out of the matrix job you've been working on. Pieces, art, book, want to work for self. Okay, Mermaid, the first thing I'm hearing is practice. What is your practice? What is it that you practice to make perfect, to become a master? Practice. How often are you practicing? Do you enjoy your practice? Meditate on that. Okay. You also know this. You've probably been doing it. That's why you're asking about this. I see an airplane that usually when I see a suitcase, it means travel, but I see an airplane, so something at a distance. Are you working on the internet? Because you can reach international people, as you can see with your art. So have you put your art online? And I just want to say one thing, guys. If you put it up, that's the bare minimum, is putting it up. Okay, so let's see what the card has to say. Air and Fire Dragon, expand your creative energies. Harness your creativity, excitement, and enthusiasm. Communicate your passion. How does one communicate? This is actually in the air right now. We've all been feeling to share
Art.
to share art or what we do.
Like I found like 100 pictures that I want to share.
Okay,
The urge, the creativity,
Yeah.
the birthing of ideas right now.
but is it art?
It depending on where you are as a starseed, what it is that you do. I think art is not art. I think art is channeled creative energy, and that's all we do.
Let's look into the book, what Diana has to say. It says Air and Fire Dragons. This is about communicating your ideas with exhilaration and passion. The fire element is creative and enthusiastic, and the blue aspect shares it with others in an inspiring way. Expanding your creative energies. When you open a window in a burning house, the element of air ignites a fireball, which may burn out of control. It can make a candle flame leap or cause a bonfire to explode. However, the elements within dragons are always in balance. An air and fire dragon fans the flames of creativity in a perfect way. It inspires the flames of your originality and imagination. When you call one in, expect your ideas to become great, your visions to expand beyond your wildest expectations. Wow. When you call one in, the sparkling blue and orange dragons love to express themselves. If you are a singer, they puff excitement and passion over you. If a public speaker, they blow enthusiasm and charisma over you. They make you feel alive and able to speak out with energy and fervor. This dragon does not have a grounding element, so it may create turbulence as it swirls around you. It can be unsettling or even overwhelming. This means it is important for you to be able to ground yourself. Fire is a powerful element for clearing your ascension path and transmuting any lower energies that have been holding you back. Harnessed with air, you communicate your visions with a vigor and passion that sweeps everyone along with you. Excitement and enthusiasm are very magnetic qualities, so calling in this dragon ensures that you race along like wildfire. Make sure you are earthed and sensible. Serving with passion. When you offer your creativity and service with light and joy for the highest good, an air and fire dragon is drawn to you. Decide what fires your enthusiasm and start to tell people about it. Your untapped resources will be brought forward, so harness your gifts and talents and trust the dragons to help you use them in the right way. Following your dream, this dragon will inspire you to leap across the crevasse. What is this word? Crevasse?
The crevice.
That's not how you spell crevice. It's a fancy name.
Isn't this crevice? Crevasse is.
It looks like crevasse.
Yeah, it's the chasm, like the canyon over a drop.
It's especially the British way of spelling it. That's why. Okay.
I guess so.
Don't stop to think. Trust your intuition. Act on it. It's time for your soul to expand and grow. And you know that. Yes. Very cool.
Anything in particular that came in for that person? Like, it's the expansion and the growth, basically. Because sometimes, we get the psychic impressions of getting something.
Well, the airplane, that is a high in the air. So this person is probably getting some influence outer from abroad or from the world or from high up.
But also ungroundedness also means it could mean that you're very much in your head
Yeah.
Thinking. Many thoughts are not grounded into reality, and you drift into the illusion of imaginary me, and that can sometimes, disconnect you from roots. So that's why grounding comes in.
How does an artist ground themselves?
Make art and make art projects and put art to purpose and to service.
Do you ever feel that you want to lay out all your tools on the floor?
Yes.
It's kind of artistically.
Yeah.
And you have to, sometimes I did this and I had to put it in order and pace around before starting the actual project.
Yeah, because we're holographic beings. Science is now finding out that we're not learning through learning a text or numbers or logos, we're learning through holographic imagery. Everything we learn is based on an image or images.
Which this makes Instagram even harder.
Yeah. Everything is
Complete.
audio visual and then emotions. And when that works, you have within your brain holographic templates, and that's how we operate from here to the outer realms. And we're realizing that now. That's not like you learn the text and then you know the text, no, you know the image of the page that you have read.
She said, thanks, I want to be self-sustained, and the matrix is really draining. I have spent a long time channeling this.
Mm-hmm. Any Q&As, whatever.
Oh yeah, you guys can ask a Q&A.
In the meantime, anybody who wants a general reading to see where you stand with your energy, we can do that for now.
Ooh, thighs. Showing us your thighs.
A hole.
You have a little cheese there.
A hole there. To say that.
Babe, cover it up.
You said cheese. I can't believe it. You butchered me. I'm done.
It's bacon. I'm just kidding.
Oh no! Oh no! Don't get her started. Give her ideas and you're smoked.
Everyone wants a reading. Like
Spam
5
it.
people, but okay, so you
Or
guys
anybody who wants a reading,
click the
exchange is welcome.
exchange.
She deserves it. Hard worker. The hardest
You can get
woman
it,
working in
Dragonfly.
showbiz. Man.
I didn't want to do a general reading for everyone.
Do a general reading.
A general 3-card reading. So while you guys consider, this is for everyone. I wore your Rocky yesterday when hanging out with my grandfather that has been dealing with Alzheimer's. I don't think he remembered more necessarily, but I feel he became more lively.
That can
Wonderful.
be the key has actually a field 6 to 12 feet out that can change people. Also, if you had something like the key to put under your grandpa's pillow, that'll change stuff. Also, tell your grandpa to take organic sulfur.
Oh, by the way, which is still on its way to the shop. I don't have it in the shop yet.
Yeah, so that helps to actually beat Alzheimer's because it's waste management. And if the waste management sucks, guess what? Parkinson Alzheimer's moves in because the trash man is not coming. So the trash man is organic sulfur. Very, very healthy.
He'll mention it.
Yeah, get into that. Mix that with water, not tap water, and drink.
So these are our dragons for everyone. And the first one is the black dragon from Saturn. The second one is the aquamarine dragon from Neptune.
Ooh.
And the third one is sunshine yellow dragon. This one, it looks like this. Brings you wisdom through spiritual discipline. Concentrate, focus on your ultimate vision. Congratulate yourself, you have passed the test. That could be the recent past, this could be the now. Enables you to access your deepest soul wisdom. Spirituality and wisdom are available to you. Develop your psychic abilities and receive ineffable soul knowledge. So a lot of higher energies coming in.
It says ineffable. That's an angelic term. You say that? Ineffable?
You know the angels use archaic language.
Yeah, ineffable is meaning like that is the grander plan of the source. Like
whoa,
that you can't,
source's plan is unfolding?
Yeah. Ineffable meaning that is what's going to take place. There's nothing you can do to change anything.
Helps you help animals, serve animals, heal, respect, and understand. All right, so I'm going to look for a theme. May I have it?
You read Ineffable. I got that in this show, Good Omens, when the
Ooh.
angels discuss.
Okay, so the first thing that I'm getting is for all of us is we're more powerful in 3. And I don't know about you guys, but have you ever pressured yourself to maybe make it happen with a group of people? And it took forever, or something happened, or it didn't work out the way you thought it would, or whatever. If you've ever been managing people or working in groups, I feel there's a common message for all of us that 3, it starts to amplify. So whether it's for your business or for your friendship or for your meditation, for your prayers, if you're thinking in a triad, I feel that at this time a lot can happen. And that's just 3 people having a discussion, co-creating. I like to think, hey, Levon, if you just get along with one other person, that's already a huge start. Not just an animal, but it's okay if it's with an animal that you're hanging out. Because animals are very grounding and they offer us unconditional love, but I feel that this has more to do with human beings. So what I was talking about recently, for those of us, especially if you are living off grid, or you're kind of isolated, or you've been somewhat of a loner, like I said, homework like last week is just socialize with 2 other people. That's what I'm feeling, and that could be some kind of thing you need to hear. So if we're getting lots of downloads, it could be your girlfriend tells you, oh, by the way, I just have this intuition that this and this and this and this, and this could help you. It's just how it is. Okay. And that's saying 3 in the morning. When people do transmission meditation in a group, there's lots of white lights that can appear in the room. I used to do that kind of meditation. Let me see. The next thing I'm getting as a general message for all of us is skills, and metaphysical skills is popping up. I want to say something about doing these readings. It's like lifting weights. You ever go to the gym, you guys? Have you ever worked out at a gym? When you go to work out at a gym, it's kind of the same thing. In a metaphoric sense, is you probably have a playlist of music. Why do you have a playlist of music? It gets you pumped up. It gets you excited. And then you have your workout outfit, so you prepare for it. So you have your workout outfit because you might sweat in it, you might need a dry fit. You might need something tighter so you have more mobility for your limbs. Then you go to the place. So you're doing all this stuff to get it started, to get out of bed, to get there, go, yeah? And with the psychic and metaphysical stuff is it's like starting an engine. So if you're not regularly doing readings and you feel like you've been getting the call to use your intuition or to work as a psychic or to get some divination tools, or some people just start asking you for your opinion or your help. How do you see the situation? What's the truth? I want to know what's going on. You might be getting pushed into doing that type of work. Some people it's happened at their job. They're a lady I used to work with. She was the secretary. She in real estate, and all of a sudden she started getting hits on someone's deceased grandmother, and said, "I don't know why I have to tell you this, but your grandmother from the other side is telling me I have to tell you this." And so, for channelers, that could mean you have other channels trying to come through, lots of beings trying to speak with you, or you're just feeling super creative Kundalini, and you're just going. That is a sign for you to bring it through your heart center into your lower chakras. For empaths, it can be quite intense because it starts to open up these channels. You start feeling your personal power. You start digesting life. You start having emotions, making money, and I don't know, moving, or you feel excited about this idea. Hey, we could go over there and do this and that. That's the current. And all the Pisces in the room are just nodding their heads. Tell us Sip the tea, sis. I mean, pour the tea, sis. Because Pisces, just ask your Pisces friend, is they're just in the current being it. So if you're not sure, ask a Pisces. They're God. And what would you recommend when you're getting downloads and stuff? What do you do? The Rhine Council quote from yesterday was going out into the land that I put on Instagram.
I need to put my downloads to work. Like if I get a download, it's usually a job, and then I have to do something with it. So in the land is nice for integration and calming down, but there's action steps. When you get all these downloads, you have to do something with them.
Well, where do the downloads come in bed, and when you're outside grounding yourself at the gym?
They can come in anywhere. Usually you are online all the time. Your body is running currents all the time. Otherwise, you couldn't be in the body. Like imagine you talking, and then in between I'll be like this, offline. It's a continuation for you to be conscious in this vessel. So downloads are a current. The awareness that these knowledge bombs come, so these epiphanies, is for those writers, write books, channelers, channel. That's what we do. That's your DNA segment is. That's the signature. That's what you do, and that's what you're best at because it doesn't require training because you acquired that training on other lives on other planets. So that's why it's instant. Like in Krista's case, when her channel turned on, the channel turned on.
So you can do Instagram Live.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah. Do something with
you. You can get right in a pen.
Yeah, you need an output. Yeah, you need an output. You need to take your download and put it out.
Write in light language on a scroll.
Yeah.
Vanessa got a huge scroll this tall. Unrolled. She's Aquarian. She unrolled it, filled it with symbols, just started filling it. And that might form some kind of geometry, and you interpret that, or your Starseed friend interprets. It took me 5 years before Starseed looked at my 9D symbols book and said, "Oh, you're translating some soul codes or something."
But he went into star systems. That guy. Like we meet when we go to these conventions, and I urge you people, save your money, go to like Contact in the Desert or UFO Congress Phoenix. You meet the most amazing starseeds that you will not find on camera. You will not find them on commercial TV. Most of them, which I still miss, you won't find on Gaia. Like the experts that really know the nitty gritty like we do. We can get into stuff that's not some commercial stuff. We're like the cosmic natives here. And when you hear their stories, now they explain how our friend explained about symbols you're channeling, and where your oversoul is, and what you're downloading, and what he said that you're interfacing. What did he say? You're completing the 8th dimension, the 8th layer, create and interfacing to the 9th to make it complete. Like the way he said that, I should have recorded that.
You helped break down the 8th layer. And in that crystal story yesterday, they had one called the 8th chakra.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about this witness chakra. Ooh, what just sparkle or mine? I saw sparkly here.
Okay.
Anyway, and so that is, so it is through these outer layers that we go cosmic.
Yeah.
And when we're integrating these cosmic storylines, we're getting central sun downloads.
Yeah. Basically.
And our friend said, our Starseed friend from abroad said, we're getting sun codes right now. We're getting new sun codes. Okay, we have 2 readings. So Mermaid still wants to know how to stay positive through change. And then we have a reading for Ava.
Well, one thing is to stay positive through change is if you're going through a quote-unquote shitty situation, you have to try your best to not let that affect you. You know, you have to stay centered. You have to stay with you. There's stuff out there, we call it psychic turbulence, that's not yours. And there's stuff in you. If you're triggered by negative stuff, and it is negative stuff in you that you're in resonance with that you haven't figured out yet, manage that. How you react to stuff that's being thrown at you actually describes your character. But there's no excuse if you become mean because somebody throws something at you. If you handle that like a Jedi with discipline, and you transmute that without aggression, and you integrate your shadow, that makes you actually a sovereign being.
And people respond positively. You know, Osho says that with a child, you have to allow your inner child, for example, to be angry. If you're angry, some of us need to go through that experience. Otherwise, it becomes a repressed emotion. Mm-hmm. And repression happens. You guys know when somebody is, for instance, sexually repressed. There's certain cultures on our planet where they act like sex doesn't exist. So they start doing weird stuff. The same thing when you're with an angry person and they smiling like everything's fine and they want to kill something. That's called repression. And as an artist, we're supposed to be really good translators of emotions. And so this could be a wonderful time to channel it out and allow yourself to go through whatever it is that's dark. Make a dark painting, and write an angry song. When I get angry, I write really creative, funny stuff. It's hilarious. So I just want to say that, and Ava, comment below if you want a general reading or if you had a specific question. But right, so allowing yourself to feel the emotions and knowing, holding the meditation that if a situation cannot improve if you do not go through the change. So when I was going through a tough time, a psychiatrist or ex-psychiatrist told me, write this down in your journal. What are my top 10 issues right now? And even if you don't write them all out, you will still get a sense of you. So that means getting out the journal, getting out the pen, and just start to journal. Some people do it every single day. And hopefully that can get you into the higher flow of energy. Is there anything else that keeps us positive, would you say?
Positive affirmations.
Your crystal necklace.
Yeah,
Wear
things
your
that make you
crystal
happy.
necklace.
Anything that can make you happy, that can inspire happiness, you should stay with that. Even let's say it's 10 o'clock at night, and I would suggest to not watch a horror flick around 10 if you're sensitive to that. Watch a funny animation like Jimmy Neutron, something that makes you happy in a happy state, and keep it that way. Not being ignorant of the negative, but if you need to uphold it, then incense in the house, good smells, and do things that are fun. And stay in that, and kind of copy paste that bliss into your discipline, makes it the discipline. So staying there is the art form. Holding the center. It's like holding balance. You know?
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, so a general reading on career. We have someone in the UK. All right, darling. Sound the alarm. Hold on a minute.
Go a bit deeper here.
I'm not pulling cards. Or do you want to drag
I pull the cards.
Okay,
you can pull your dragon cards out of this here. That's one that talks to that one. What's her name? Ava?
I just need to focus.
Ava needs self-love.
Wait. Okay, you're going, go.
Where are we? Ava?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, self-love. Big topic. Loving yourself. Listening to too many people outside and have an opinion. So much weight on it. Take the weight out of there. Take your chips out of these foreign horses and put the chips on you. Bet on you. Loving yourself more is important at this time. Feeling that self-love is amplified by a crystal called rhodochrosite. I suggest you go to your local crystal store, get a little $2 gem like this size, just to get into the resonance, and hold that in your left hand. It's the receiving part. That's what I'm getting. So I don't know what Krista's getting. I'm still deep.
Okay, I'm getting to look out for familial beliefs. Diana Cooper writes about this in her book called A Time for Transformation. So let me get that really quickly. I'll be right back. Very important. Okie dokie. Let's look at choosing our careers on page 59. Okay, this is good stuff, guys. You're English, so you probably appreciate it.
Can you hand me the glasses?
Sure.
Can I?
Oh, you're going?
I can
Okay,
read
go
this
ahead.
part, and you prepare yourself to come right
Yeah.
after. Yeah, it's just like get headaches when I just do this. So, if the presence of rhodochrosite on this day
Come
comes
this way.
to you,
You cannot see.
sorry.
Mm.
Sorry, I have a little bit of throat problem this morning. We just woke up, so forgive me doing this noisy background stuff. So, if that crystal has approached you today, you're being asked to step into self-love. Take some time out, do the things you love individually, do these things, and allow you to retain the passion you need in life to be fulfilled. In the coming days, you will often be learning the true lessons of compassion and forgiveness, where you will remember that the ability to recognize traits in order to see that in others simply means that once or possibly still they lived in you. On this important journey into the heart, have faith in yourself and trust in the world. Let go of the attachments, like I told you. And remember, beyond all things, each of us chooses and creates our path. Self-love is the most personal and important responsibility, so nourishment is important for you. Take care of yourself. The activation words before Krista comes. Right after me are self-love, develop self-love, more self-love, unconditional love.
Animal totem is cat.
Yeah, there is sexual abuse in the past that I see here. Forgive that and let it go because it's not the past anymore, whether you're aware
What
of
you
it or
say
not.
to when you're a beautiful woman is you cannot has nothing to do with you. Their projections on you.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, exactly. If somebody
There's
projects
nothing
some
to do with
sexual
you.
energy that is not
Yeah.
your energy, that has nothing to do with you. That's their projection, and you don't take that on. So let me finish this. Compassion. Your heart and sacral chakras are healing. Read on also online the heart chakra. What does the heart chakra do? What does the sacral chakra do? It's the flow of sexual energy. There's a little disturbance there that has to do with the abuse or the invasion or the misunderstanding or misinterpretation of the sexual energy that was projected at you in the past, whether you are aware or not. Self-ID. Who are you? Self-identification. Really knowing who you are. Not the concepts that we had this talk with Krista where we had met a very uncomfortable person, female, that took on essences of other people. It is good to be inspired, but not copying aspects of other people thinking that are you, because that actually create a Frankenstein and a fragmented version of you, which the self is incomplete. So look at your self-ID, who you are in the core, without anybody, any attachment, any suggestion. Know what anybody has to say. Well, you know you are you. I'm going by. I'm leaving on the trigger words. Hold on. Deep pain and hurt of the heart. That's your scarred. You have to look at your family relationships. There's something that you've been avoiding and denied. Look at it, face it, and be with it, and allow it and process it. There's something with your digestive system that's related to the heart, processing and digesting life. You might, I don't know your face, but you might have grooves here. That's what I'm sensing is that means you have hard times digesting food, because it's digesting life. With your self-accepting and self-love, to develop that, this gets smoother here.
Okay, I gotta do this. I gotta read this, Rob.
Can I finish or you wanna?
This is so good. Yeah, we have 2 more.
Okay, so family relationships, avoidance and denial, digestive system. We gotta look at the Archangel Mary. Get a card, read on that. The Lady of the Fountain and Lord Sananda are basically in your field helping and assisting you. And that's...
okay, Ava, I'm going to ask you.
Love yourself.
Ava, pick a color that you see in your third eye. Ask your guides. I'm going to tell you what it means. Just take a minute, Ava, and close your eyes. Ask your guides to show you a color relating to your career direction, and I'll tell you what it means. Let's just do a fun game.
Okay.
So I'm just going to wait here. I'm going to ask for assistance, for you guidance, to tell you the right color you need so you can get the quick message from this book for the highest good of your career path.
So we need the color.
Blue, but first was pink. Okay. Okay.
So where do we go with?
Okay, naturally, we choose which colored threads to work on in each lifetime for the growth of our soul, and our choice of career will depend on the particular shades we are weaving in. If we do not have a chance to draw certain threads into our work, then we will have to express them in our leisure time. Okay, for instance, if we bring in violet, we will choose artistic, creative work or have to express this some way in our life, because when you mix that, you divide. With a deep blue thread running through our lives, we will be drawn to healing or counseling or helping others with mental problems. A turquoise thread means that we will want to communicate. We couldn't be a radio broadcaster, for instance, without this color to weave into our tapestry. We may be drawn to lecturing or teaching or conciliating in some way. And psychics can tell you what color you are. A green thread means we want to be involved with nature, gardening, trees, or plants. We may express it in working with small children or animals with simplicity, for it is the color of the heart center. If yellow is the predominant color in our life picture, we will have a logical, thinking, intellectual mind. To be an accountant, for instance, we would have to have plenty of yellow threads. We would need this to be a bank worker, clerk, computer programmer, actuary, or financier. Yeah. With red, we would need to have, a person working an orange thread into their career would not be content to work alone, for it is a gregarious, people-oriented color. It could be expressed in cooking or possibly in sexuality. With red, we would need to have a job where we could use physical energy. We couldn't cope with a job that kept us chained to a desk all day. This has me thinking some of my friends have been branding with this rainbow color, and I wonder if that means you'd be a good CEO. Okay, so we hope that this helped you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to ask the guides for any hits for Ava before we go on. Okay, what I'm hearing for you, Ava, is picking. So it feels like you have a pretty good karma, and you have what's called a karmic bank account. That means, you have gathered a lot of energy resources. You probably have opportunities and people that are helping you, angels in your life. So at this time, we can do an inventory for instance, who are those people that are, let's say, giving me energy or giving me ideas or giving me money or telling me things I need to know, who are kind of like guides and helpers. Focus on that. Go to those people. Maybe you have a lot of something else. Go to those piles of abundance and know that you have the power to pick and choose. Yes, pick something good for you. I hope that you do. Stephen just came back to tell us that his health bounced back. Remember, he was dealing with the lungs last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just
okay,
cheering
there's
him
something
on.
working. That's good.
He believes his body was warning him to become more grounded and less dependent on a lot of the back to energy work. Less dependent of the chemicals they had him on back to energy work, he said.
Yeah, it's basically paying attention to the lungs, is the cycle of life, and staying grounded in the body. And, hands on your lungs, activating this here, like you tap.
The thyroid.
You tap the thyroid and rub the heart and activate, basically.
Yeah.
And then before you go to bed, and then you touch your lungs, and you think about how you're breathing, and you concentrate on your breathing, and connecting within the body, and do that every now and then. That activates the body to pay attention to what's actually saying hello.
Yeah. And my healer explained that it has to do with programming your brain. You ever guys have a pinching feeling somewhere in your body that's supposedly a bacterium? So you're supposed to lick the tips of your fingers, put one on your thyroid, start tapping the other on the pain spot, and it's supposedly sends an electric signal to your brain to focus on that spot, because pathogens can move and change frequency and stuff. So that can actually help you to get rid of the little pinching feeling. I know it sounds weird, but you studied pathogen. Okay, so Mustafa from Denmark would like a reading. What kind of reading? Are you still there? And look, it made a chicken with a microphone. What is that?
This is so interesting with the
It's
with
because,
the animation. How do you get that in
look,
there?
he's dropping the mic.
Yeah,
How did
get
you
an
do that?
animation in there? So I'll pull a card on that guy and then let's see what Krista gets. Pull a card. I already mixed it there. Pull a card.
I should have been picking the dragon card. Let me pick a dragon card for Ava
Yeah,
too
if that's
before we
what
go.
you- yeah, if that's
Wait,
what you
real
feel,
quick,
do
Ava's
that.
dragon card. And does Steven want a card too? A dragon card? Ava's dragon card is the Earth and Fire dragon, by the way.
That's a good connection of that's basically heart and earth connecting. Like,
Works with you to clear the fifth dimensional ley lines. It is time for service. When you give, you receive. Right on point with Yosef.
Yep. Love yourself.
Okay, Steven connected hugely to me.
So Crowsight, passion.
Wait, who's that for?
That's for the Denmark.
Wait, let me pick the Steven. Steve got the Earth and Water dragon. And it says, creates the foundation for new growth. A fresh start is coming with new opportunities. Nurture your ideas and harvest the abundance. Okay. So Steven, just comment if you needed a reading. Okay, so you need to be Mustafa's.
This is interesting. People said that crystal is not in the oh, it is.
What crystal is it?
I thought that it was not Crowsight. That's a rare crystal, actually.
Oh, we didn't have the podcast microphone. Can you guys even hear us? Whoa. Sorry.
Does that work while live? Yeah, it should. It should.
Oh my goodness.
It's adjusted right? I was like, yeah, a beautiful microphone.
Oh. Okay. Testing.
I don't see anything.
I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, good. So we're on.
It's just this doesn't show.
Oh,
It
wow.
doesn't show it.
It should. Okay, so for Denmark now, the healing journey today, it is time to look at the lower chakra system from the solar plexus on down to the base of the balance of passion. Passion is a crucial thing to the solar plexus for direction, self-love, and identification in the world. Passion is crucial and all sacral for co-creation, creativity, freedom, and choice. Passion is crucial at the base chakra for sexuality, raw physical direction, and physical life mastery. Remember, as you explore passion, that blind passion shows a lack of mastery and the presence of ego. Addiction is the extreme of blind passion, unchecked, while depression is the extreme of lack of passion expressed in life. As with all things, balance is the key. The principal rule is do what you love, not what the world would have you do. Don't do what is suggested to you. Don't look at anybody else. Oh, he's being successful. Maybe if I do that way, I will be successful. Wrong. That does not define your passion. Passion is personal. Share it with those who you love and those who love you. So do what you love. Love what you do is the motto.
Wow.
The affirmation for you in Denmark is, my fire shines brightly. I express passionately. So be about you when you follow your passion. So the activation words are passion. Look at your passion. Look at your sexuality. What is with your sexuality right now? Male and female balance within. Recover your personal power. Somebody took advantage of you and you stepped back and you gave it to somebody else. Take that back. It's yours. It wasn't yours to give away to begin with. I rip.
I'm pulling him a dragon.
I rip. Creativity, relationship, reproductive systems. So I don't know with your sexual organs, what's going on there, or how you feel. Orgasms, is that flowy? Do you have pain down there? Is there some chi stuck? Is there some swirl stuck? Check that. That's root chakra. Infertility, as in not being able to give birth to ideas, boredom in relationship, whatever you're relating to right now, frigidity, you're not really going into the sex, I don't know, not watching porn, nothing that can do. Sorry, I rip it. I tell you what I see in your field. You're not going there right now. It's not so interesting because you're so bothered. That you can dissolve and find somebody to do tantra with. You need to learn to be intimate again, intimate with yourself, and tantric practice is recommended. So if you don't have somebody, find somebody who would share that with you and bring that love back to you and reactivate that passion and cyclically bring back the root chakra and the sexual flow of energy and reestablish that in a healthy way, because there's been like a wrench, like there was a stop in there where it wasn't really I don't really want to go there. So that's that. Whoa!
This
I
book
rip.
is blowing me away.
I rip.
Remember when I channeled about Helios in 2013? That's the great central sun. It's bringing in divine masculine.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I pulled him the golden Atlantean dragon. So he gets the wisdom from golden Atlantis. And that's interesting. So it says, awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts, and talents. Reclaim your mastery. This has also dragons from Orion. Can you believe that?
This is deep. I mean, my dragon is from Arcturus, and it's golden. Could have been green. I would have been like not in agreement, but my dragon is gold.
Okay, almost everyone on the planet had an incarnation during the Atlantean Age because it lasted for 260,000 years. What?
Dang.
The longest civilization there has ever been.
Oh.
The golden. This is also by Diana Cooper. Okay. The golden era, when everyone lived in harmony and oneness, lasted for 1,500 years of that period. People, animal, and the land itself radiated golden auras. All the light workers here now were connected with that special time. It's in prophecy. Okay. The frequency during the golden age was the highest ever attained on Earth. People had crystalline bodies so that they could hold much more light than we can now. Light contains spiritual information, knowledge, love, and wisdom. They were able to maintain this high frequency because they all had their fifth dimensional chakras fully operational, and so their 12 strands of DNA were connected and activated. Those living at the purest time of Atlantis had 12 strands of DNA fully connected. Within each strand of DNA were 64 codons or beads that enabled the people to live their extraordinary lives. The fifth dimensional chakras were spiritual centers holding the information that enabled the golden era to be so incredible with its use of crystals, spiritual technology, mind control, and cosmic travel that is currently beyond our comprehension. The Atlanteans' advanced spiritual technology was activated by crystals and mind control and was remembered as a myth or a dream in our subconscious. Yet the memory many still yearn for is the love and soul satisfaction that everyone can then enjoy. The magnificent golden Atlantean dragons actively supported the energy at that time, and they still carry the keys and codes of that awesome era. They approach you when you are ready to remember the wisdom of golden Atlantis. The information for your Atlantean master body is held within your own personal fifth dimensional blueprint. So the blueprint is which one? We have 6th and 7th layers of our aura. That's our blueprint for what we need to be doing. How do you activate your blueprint? Okay. When you are ready to bring forth your memories and knowledge of golden Atlantis, the Atlantean dragons will be with you to reactivate it and bring it to consciousness. This happens automatically as your 12 strands of DNA reconnect. As Atlantis devolved, 5 chakras were withdrawn, and these contain 44 of those codes. These disconnected codes contain our psychic and spiritual gifts, telepathy, telekinesis, powers of manifestation, clairvoyance, clairaudience, self-healing, regeneration, and many other powers. Now that we're bringing back our 12 chakras, the golden Atlantean dragons are helping us reconnect the codes to awaken our knowledge, gifts, and talents. This will also lift the veil of amnesia, and you can then truly recognize oneness and merge into it. This talks about relaxing on a DNA level. What I'm getting is to do the things that make you excited about life. And it's okay to share those things that you are excited about. Some people are really excited by the sun. Some people, in Egypt, they kind of worship the sun. So you had temples built for the sun. And some people like to take photographs of the sun and paint the sun, for example. Some people, so that solar disk was called Aten. The Orion Council is really big about this, but that has more to do with the Great Central Sun. If you're looking into something like that, that's cool. You're excited by a certain historical period like Atlantis, maybe you want to share your excitement with that. What gives you life? Some people are very excited by food. We're talking about self-love, nourishment. Maybe you want to get into something that nutrition, like supplements, and I just feel that things, when we get enthusiastic about certain topics, it's our energy that people respond to, the intention. And if you're having a lot of sensitive psychic people around you, they respond on that level to you. And the thing is, we don't always use words to give energy back. We just send each other positive thought forms. And so this external world, this matrix here, is not always reflecting that back. But when you get into spiritual thinking, such as through these wisdom cards, through crystals, through meditation, is you start to interpret the energy behind the physical world, and that gives you confirmation and validation. So this is what he was talking about earlier, is we don't want to do something is because of what is expected of us. Some people live their whole life just trying to please one parent and get love from a certain parent, for example. And it can really be a devastating, tragic reality, because you cutting yourself off from all those people that love and care, that want to celebrate you, and you wouldn't know if you did not share that peace from your soul. If you're living according to a certain tradition, that's not bad. If you're sharing a culture, you're excited by life in the culture, then perhaps in your own way, you are showing and sharing what that is with the world. Okay, Isabel has a question for general reading, please. And we're almost coming to, we have about 10 more minutes, yeah? Mm-hmm. So Isabel, I love that name, Isabel.
Isabel. Isa, the highest. And Bel, the beauty.
Okay, I just want to say, Isabel, congratulations on your recent achievement. If you would like to share in the comments what a recent achievement was, feel free.
How do you know?
I feel that Isabel did a good job with something.
Okay, interesting.
And it might be,
wow.
It's kind of, you can be a little bit proud of yourself. You just did something, a job well done, pretty much. I see the number 7. And number 7 is universal power.
Yes, a spin a card. I'm giving you, Michelle, a family a tip for her son. The Sifus are the masters. But there are other masters in the East, they're called Sufis. in reverse, and they spin. In the ancient practice, you don't get dizzy because the soul stays with you. And when you spin with the universal construct of the Fibonacci sequence, you get downloads. So you spin. My nephew used to do that until he just fell out of it. He just
clears your energy.
Yeah, he got on his heel and then he just went. And my mom was like, "Stop, stop, stop!" And he was relentless, spinning and spinning and spinning, and not getting dizzy. And that's how these kids turn on something. You know what? Everybody at day we have at our top is the spiral in our hair.
Yeah, Osho talks about this in the intimacy.
This is the spiral what we come from. This equates from the cosmos, the Fibonacci sequence. We are the end factor of that, experiencing itself. So your son is doing that because he's an ancient master and he tapped into Sufism. So you want to read on Sufis and why your son relates to that. Maybe show your son, go on YouTube, spinning Sufis. Show your son and see how he responds. It's going to be interesting. And then we talk on the flip side. That's it.
Hey Isabel, I want to say that congratulations. I kind of did the same thing with the pastel fairy grunge video. It started out as a Pinterest board with Aurelia from Fairy Tale Alchemy and myself, and she kept mentioning Flow Fairy to me, and Flow Fairy style is really influential. But I've been hanging out with Triple Goddess Fairy, so we're all on Instagram, and I started a Pinterest board for us to kind of create our own pastel fairy grunge style, and that, you know, it was just really rewarding to connect with those people. So I think that that's really cool that you did that, and especially for, you know, the online artists, I've seen people doing a great job promoting one another on social media, because how else are we going to expand our network if we're not talking and tweeting and chatting about it or saying, hey, check this out. So I think that's absolutely amazing. I'm going to pull you a card. And then we're going to get Michelle. Oh, Michelle's saying thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Sufism.
Yeah. Pure White Dragon from Orion.
Oh, okay, healing. Listen.
My goodness. Whoa.
So what
this one was for Isabel. It says, transform your ascension knowledge into pure wisdom. Process what you know. Act with truth and honesty. Let your wings of light grow and expand. Now, I just want to say something personally, is these feel sometimes complicated when we're talking about ascension, fifth dimension. To simplify these things for things like career, relationships, networking, etc., the grounded earth stuff that we going crazy over. The fifth dimension is what Diana Cooper was explaining here about Atlantis, is we're more expanded. It's like adding a turbo jetpack booster backpack to you for all the time. You know, when these psychics are talking about activate your 12 strands, that's a big, huge deal. Can you imagine having one extra strand of genetics? Genes are a code, and those are instructions. Excuse me, and those are made of amino acids, and amino acids bond to create these bigger molecules, which are things like proteins. So when we're going on into the spiritual dimensions and fifth dimension, is we expanding cosmically, but also on a cellular level. Have you ever in meditation seen the quantum realm? It looks like little tiny, little ladders with little bulbs at the end of the ladder floating in a quantum soup of peaches. Have you ever meditated and seen the cosmos and you're just flying along some kind of nebula galaxy, you know, really fast? Is when I was little, I used to make myself large as well. I used to feel the energies of my hand and expand and contract. And so then I had a dream of going into the fairy world. And I learned that hybrid children did this on spacecraft. They would go into this place called Fairy Realm, which Bhagavad Gita says exists in a dimension right around ours. So if you're actually projecting, you can already, upon will, go and do that. And people who are good at astral projecting, they often have some kind of clairvoyant skill. So you can actually see stuff like auras and extraterrestrials and fairies and whatever stuff and ghosts and stuff like that. And our council kept talking about ghosts. Is we we're wishing for all this, activate me, give me higher senses. You're gonna just know stuff. You're just gonna know certain things, and we have to also trust ourselves. Is when we're getting all this input, we have to trust that we know how to read the cards. We are good at what we do. We are activated. We have higher abilities. We have gifts. God gives everyone. So,
Yeah.
okay. So Michelle said thank you, and this is wrapping up our live show. Did you have any other messages, dear? Did you have any other messages? Did you have any questions?
I have no more stuff.
No more stuff. But nonetheless, it feels like a lot is going on. And he's air and I'm fire. So we'll do these things called business meetings. We'll go have breakfast together. I'll get a waffle with strawberries and he'll get his grits and whatever. And we start brainstorming. So this is going to be a nerd tip for you guys. I seriously recommend Pinterest because you can create mood boards and inspiration boards, and it helps organize your thoughts in visual format. So my Pinterest is this one here. Oops. If you want to get inspired. I'm not really promoting it, but you can just go there. I love doing this on Sundays and start dragging, dropping, type in your favorite images and quotes. And it helps you to see where you are focused. So yeah, just want to give you that tidbit. Thank you for all the likes. Will we be doing this next Sunday at Flank Sound?
Yeah, maybe I do an extra one tonight.
Tonight on your channel?
Yeah, on my channel.
His channel is Arcturus Rob, but you guys knew that.
Please subscribe.
Yeah.
I'm also working on Instagram. Instagram 91 is my connect. So connect with me on Instagram. I want to do an art gallery of all my extraterrestrial channeled art. And I realized that what I do is not art, it's actually extraterrestrial channel script from my ET self. So I'm working on that now and enhancing the stuff, and will upload all of this art just to marvel at. And I'll also go back to painting. So on a side note, I'm being pushed into creativity. So today is Art Therapy Day.
I love Art Therapy Day.
So you'll see a lot of new stuff
Isn't he the
that
coolest?
I'm working on. I have to put it all to my iPad, and then from the iPad actually bring it into Instagram. Again, Instagram, Arcturus91 is my handle. Please follow me. And you see the stuff that I built, the gadgets, the photon machines and everything, the assisting technology. And more to come. I'm working on more stuff. So there's more and bigger projects and new models up towards the end of this year, maybe early October. New things will be released, even stronger, even more powerful. You've seen the therapeutic bed that I'm working on. So, so almost like 7 months work to just establish the formula. So there's more coming. And I thank Krista for having me on her show.
Thank you for being on here. We love you, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.